Oh yeah, there we go, bro. Oh yeah, we're in there.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, we live. We're live now.
All right.
What's up, everybody? I'm Cuzzo Costo,
Tattoo Benny.
and we're here with our second episode of Convict Reunion.
I feel I should have been the first, but
Dude, and for those of you that watched it, y'all know Smitty.
my dog.
Bro,
That's who got me. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
didn't Smitty
He like forced me into tattoo.
Yeah.
I you know what I mean? He I was like drawing. I was bored drawing on it. He had all these tattoo magazines. Sitting there like looking at him, bored one day. We was locked in or something.
Yeah.
Just drawing shit with a pencil, and he's like, "Yo, did you trace that?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "It's really fucking good." And I was like, "Oh, all right, cool." So I just started drawing every day. And then one day he came in, he was like, "Bro, you're about to do a tattoo." I said, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah."
That's really how you started.
Yeah, and he was like,
I didn't even know that.
This dude, some random kid, he had like his girl's name or something, and he's like, "You're about to do this little Howlin' Wolf at the Moon cover up on a name." I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay. And then he like had to put a machine together because he was like the jail tattoo artist.
Yeah.
And then and he put it together for me. 6 o'clock day room, dude slid in. He put the stencil on, and I'm like, all right. He's like, just take your time. And he like kind of showed me what to do, and I put it in there. Right? I mean, it wasn't my worst tattoo.
Yeah. Dude, that's one thing about prison. If you want a tattoo, you got a lot of people that you can practice on.
Yeah, a lot of people that do mediocre tattoos on.
Dude, for real. Like, you'll have dudes in there tell you, like, "Oh, I'm the best, dude." Yeah, I'm
you
nice.
get a whole arm with just garbage. Whole sleeves of garbage, everything. Oh, terrible.
All right, so let's go from the beginning, right?
All right.
How did you end up going to prison?
Incarceration. I was a junkie when I was younger, clean now. Robbed a bunch of gas stations with a fucking airsoft BB gun and fucking went out of the county lines to do it. And when I went to Westmoreland, they was like, "Oh, a Pittsburgh kid coming into my city to commit crimes for drugs." Like,
yeah.
And they cooked me, gave me a 10 to 20. Did all
10 to 20 years.
Yeah, so I did the 10 years for some toy gun, and I grew up in there real quick.
Yeah.
And then I got out and got an apprenticeship here, and it's been history.
So, so you just heard him, right? Bro, did you have any idea you were going to get a 10 to 20 for that?
No.
Like, for me, I would think that you would get like 6 months.
I was going to do a little county bit and walk back out. Like, I was like, whatever, bro, this ain't going to be nothing. And then when I was in the county, everyone's like, "You might be looking at some time, kid." I was like, all right. And then my lord, like the first offer, he's like 22 to 44 years. I was like,
22
what?
to 44
yeah, it was
years.
like just all the numbers. They just combined, all the cases, like they do, and tried. I was like, what? You're crazy. Came back with a 7 to 14. I ain't take it because he was like, if we take an open plea, we can probably get to 5 to 10 because that's the mandatory minimum.
Yeah.
Which was, that's why I had to do at least that. So I was like, okay, I'll wrap my head around.
How old were you?
20 when I went in.
20.
When I got my conviction, yeah, I was 19 when I got locked up.
Dang, so okay, we got locked up at the same time.
Yeah.
I was 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, I was 20. He says we'll get a 5 to 10 if we do the open plea. So I'm like, all right. I got my family around that. Everyone's like, okay, we can handle 5 to 10.
Yeah.
And I go in there, and the first thing my lawyer comes down to the bullpen, he's like, the judge is leaning towards a 10-year sentence. I was like, what?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I was just in the chambers, and he said, we're leaning towards a 10-year sentence. I'm like, ugh. Didn't wrap my head around that, so I went up and he cooked me. They like fried me. The DA and the judge, they treated me like I just murdered 30 kids.
Yeah.
Like I was the worst human being on earth, pulling up like Facebook posts and shit that I like just like to try to make me look like a piece of garbage. And like I'm like, okay, whatever. So,
and that was when they first started doing that.
Yeah.
Because they used my MySpace shit in my homicide trial. They pulled that up.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. There were like messages like on Facebook between me and like random people about the dumbest things possible to make me look like a monster because I like say some song lyric or something stupid like anti-government like punk rock shit, and they'd be like, look, he's a fucking terrorist too. All right, like I was just getting high and being an idiot. Like, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you get 10 to 20. Once you leave the county and you first get to prison,
Yeah.
like, what were you feeling? Like, in your head,
So-
what you were thinking?
So I didn't know I was going to prison the day I did, because I was getting transferred back and forth from Allegheny to Westmoreland.
Okay.
And I was in Allegheny for one of my waiting on whatever, and they're like, wake me up, and they're like, you're getting transferred today. I was like, oh, okay. So I go, and I'm thinking I'm going back to Westmoreland to wait to go upstate.
Yeah.
And they put me in this little van, and they're like, oh, you were supposed to be on a van or a bus from Westmoreland to Western at 9 a.m. or this morning. And then I guess it was a couple hours after I was supposed to go, but I was in the wrong jail. So I get like taken by myself, run down the road to Western. And I get in there, and I'm like way behind everyone, like late and shit. So I go through all the process, and like you don't actually see the block until the very end of the process.
Yep.
So, you're in medical, you don't know what anything looks like.
Yep.
You're going through the like different bullpens, or they're taking all your.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
I
you're
know,
going, you're changing, and you're just like, and the anticipation is like, what is this about to be like? And because you've been hearing stories about it for the last year straight in the county or whatever, like of what prison is.
And this is one thing I noticed. Because we were both teenagers about to go to adult prison. So like, I know you did the same thing. We're asking every single person that's been to prison.
I got 30 opinions on every single prison in the state. Where I want to go, what I'm going to do, what's going to happen, everything. Anything you can think of, I've asked it and got 30 different answers for it.
Yes.
At minimum.
Yes. All different answers, all different opinions, how to move.
Talk about there's like a stress in life. Like people are like, no, that gives me anxiety. Let me tell you about getting anxiety when you don't know what prison is.
Yes.
Like when you've never been there and you've been to the county and like you have no idea what it's like to be in the fucking jungle.
And all we hear is the worst of the worst stories.
Horrible shit.
Every story that I was ever told was just the worst ever. Like
so like I said, I was hours past the group that went. So by the time I'm done with my medical process, and it's December, mind you, at this point. Or November or December. There's snow outside, it's cold as shit.
Yeah.
They swap you out for your clothes out, and they put you in a white jumpsuit with no boxers, no undershirt, no underwear, no socks, and they put your state boots on. They don't give you your shoelaces yet. This is what they did to me, but because I was like behind.
Dude. No,
they made me walk
across
from medical. Across the compound with my box, which had the stuff in it.
Yes.
I'm walking across the whole compound through these like cement yards that were full of snow, and then the wind's blowing. I'm freezing
you were
through the
winter.
Yeah, it was not. It was like 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. I'm freezing. You got a jumpsuit on and nothing under it.
It's
like
dark
you're just,
too.
shivering. It's dark. You're walking around this compound with like, I'm like, what the fuck? Finally walk in, and like, all you do is go, oh my, because it's 5 tiers like that, and you're like, oh shit, we're in Shawshank. Like, what the fuck?
Yes, dude, I thought that too.
What the fuck?
Dude, I literally was thinking about Shawshank Redemption.
Because
it looks exactly like
and old and tall. And I was like, my heart, like, oh shit, like shit just got real. Like, the clanging doors and the fucking everyone yelling and music, shit just loud. It's just rambunctious. And I was like, oh boy. And then they throw you in a fucking quarantine cell for like 3 days. And you're just
terrible.
Yeah. But like for real, like I don't know if it's my adapting time. Right. Man, it's like I feel like I adapted really easily to that though. Like once you get out of quarantine and you see a couple of the people you knew in the county or like we're on a bus with, and like it's like okay, then you've leveled up. Like okay.
Yep, you see some familiar faces, and it's like.
And then a little bit of anxiety's gone, and you're like okay, and then you're like, oh, we gotta go to a chow hall now. Like what's that about? Like, how's this? Like how's it gonna work? You know what I mean? Like you don't realize like. Bro, I used to like think about the craziest shit before it would happen. I was like, where am I gonna sit? You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
dude, I'm glad you're
like,
talking about all
like,
this.
Because, dude, I know the weird shit that I worried about. People don't ever talk about, and they'll just be like, no, I'm like, whatever, that was nothing. No, motherfucker, I was like, if I don't know anybody and I go to prison, like, should I sit, like, who do I sit with?
About shit like that.
If I'm walking with my tray,
where do I go?
What if I sit at the wrong table, like, and they're like a bunch of fucking terrible child molesters, or if I sit at this table and they hate white people, or if I sit at this table and now I'm a skinhead, like, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, it's a lot to think about.
Then that was another level of anxiety to drop. You go to chow and realize you have to sit in the order that you're in. I was like, all right, this is cool. Like, it immediately, okay, level up. You know what I mean? Now the next anxiety, like, what's, transfer to Camp Hill like? What's shower time like? All that shit. Like, everything is like a new experience that's terrifying.
Yes.
Like, I'll be real. I was like, it's a terrifying.
That's how I felt.
But I wasn't scared of like getting like violence. I was never scared of that. Like, I can handle that. Like, I was scared of just like the unknown.
Real quick. Yeah, you got it.
Like, it's like the unknown of just what's gonna happen here. Like, what are we dealing with? You know what I mean? And
the unknown is scary when you're not
just thinking about
dangerous
remembering situation. Like going through the unknown process. Like, I'm like getting anxious thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, holy shit. Like, I really feel like it's like like it's happening again. You know what I mean? Like you could feel it. Yeah, it's fucked up, bro. That shit sucks.
A lot of times, and it's crazy you say that, because like when I'm doing my life story parts on here, bro, I'm like sick in my stomach when I'm done.
Yeah,
for real.
I believe it.
Because I have to remember details of everything.
Right.
And it's like I'm putting myself back in all those situations, and I'm talking about bad situations, mostly like, bro. Nobody, when people come home and they come on all these platforms and they do interviews and shit, everyone was the toughest dude. Everyone was just, the pod boss, running shit, had no problems, like, when, like, being real, me and you didn't. We didn't have no fucking problems.
If I had a problem, because I probably created it.
Yeah.
Like, I got a mouth, so whatever.
But at the same time, we can admit what the fuck was really going on in our heads. Like, you're a human being. Like,
because I know it's real. Like, okay, if you want to hide the fact that, like, you felt nervous or some kind of
anxious anxiety
when you went to somewhere like you could literally die, like, what? Like, no, alright, bro, like, you're tough. Like, cool.
Yeah, dude.
Tough dudes, just,
Yo, if you guys are in here, smash that like button. So, okay, how about this? You're leaving Western, right? And again, that is like, if you were to look at Western Penitentiary, it looks like an old castle. Yeah.
Castle.
Like a medieval castle.
It's been a prison since like 1860.
Yeah, I think it started as a Civil War
It
prison,
was Eastern and Western on the east. They were the Pennsylvania state prisons, and they were like Eastern was in like the early 1800s, and Western was shortly after that, and they stayed running for all that time. They shut Eastern down, and then shut Western down, reopened it, shut it back down.
Yeah.
Now they're finally gonna level it.
Yep. Now they're filming movies and shows and shit. What's that one? Mayor of Kingston. All the prison scenes and stuff in that. I think it's on Netflix. But Mayor of Kingston, that's all filmed at the prison we were at and what we were just talking about. But now you gotta go to Camp Hill.
Yeah.
And all the stories at Camp Hill.
That's where all the bad stories were. Like, if you heard a bad story, it was about Camp Hill because of the guards. Like, it was, they're going to treat you like shit, they're going to beat the shit out of you, they're going to not let you eat, they're not going to let you shower, they're going to do, like, it was just like, oh, we're going to Auschwitz or something. Like, they're going to really, like,
like
we
we're
might
going to
die
a
at this
concentration
motherfucker.
camp.
Like, and then you get there and, like, that was another level, easy level up. Like you got there and it was instantly anxiety relief. Like it wasn't. Yeah,
it was bad, but it wasn't as bad.
They were like grinding. They ground people up, and like it wasn't back in the day like they were killing people. Like you know, if you went to the old side, it was dirty as fuck. You had rats, cockroaches, big
cockroaches,
like,
big rats.
Yeah, they're living in there too. Like you ain't doing nothing about it. Like they're there, and that's fun.
You're just laying in your bunk, in your cell, and these big rats are just cockroaches all over the place. Like,
I did a month on an old block, then they transferred us to renovate the old block, and I did a month on a newer block, and that was just like a regular block, and that was sweet. That was easy.
For me, learning the whole shower routine was wow, because they do it so fast. So you're in your cell, right?
Oh, yeah,
and you're with your new cellie. You just met him, right? And they're like, hey, get ready for showers. I vividly remember this. I remember my cellie getting up, putting a curtain across the thing. He's taking all his clothes off, puts this little ass towel on his waist, goes to the sink, literally starts with the soap. Soap all over, gets shampoo, puts the shampoo all over his head, boom, takes the towel down, looks at me and goes, dude, you better get ready.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Like anywhere else, you just walk with your clothes to the shower, and I'm like, why is he
soap on, soap off?
Yeah, why is he pre-washing?
They open your door, you gotta get out.
Yeah, listen to this. Listen to this.
You don't get in line. If you're they're right behind you. Open the door, next one comes, close. Okay, you missed it. It's over. Dead for the next day.
If you're not waiting, right by the cell door, ready.
Yeah. Like, and so you're like standing at the door, like you get 1 second. If you miss it, you miss it. But if you get 1 second, you come out, you get in line, and then you get forced right into your little spot. Soap on, soap off. As fast as you walked into that shower, the next guard's saying, soap off, get out.
Yes.
Like, and if you don't do it immediately, you're gone. You're on.
Yes. So, and they don't do it on a marked time. Like, no, for real, it's within like 30 seconds to a minute.
They can get back and forth as they walk.
Yeah.
It was like one would walk this way, say, go ahead. The next one would walk around and say, okay, you're done. And it was like that with showers, chow hall, everything there.
Realistically, this is exactly how it is. So when the next group goes into the showers, as soon as everyone's in there, the guard will yell, soap on!
Yep. Next one.
Soap off!
Yeah.
Like, literally.
That's a long one.
Like that, yeah, that might have been long. What I did.
Like, I remember I'd get in, and I'd still a lot of times, because I would rinse my body off, and as fast as I could get some of the shampoo out of my hair, but like it wasn't usually fast enough. I'd get out, and I'd still have to go back to my sink and like keep rinsing my hair out. Like, yeah, that's shit.
There was times they would fuck with people and literally be like, soap on. Soap off.
Yeah, if they didn't like you, oh man.
And if you didn't get out of that shower.
If you argued with the guard for 1 second or like showed defiance, okay, tough guy, and now you got a target on your back.
They're going to make an example out of you.
They're literally treating you at every chance they get. Every time they can close your door in your face, they're doing it. Every time they can cut you off from getting a shower or tell you,
You're burnt. You're burnt. You're burnt. That's all you hear in there. You're burnt.
That phrase just.
Oh, you're burnt for chow.
Yeah.
No dinner tonight for you.
Yeah, you're burnt.
Oh, you're burnt. For yard, no yard. Stay in your cell all day. You're burnt.
Great. It's a great time.
But how that prison specifically and the guards became like that, it's wild.
Years of like.
Yeah, because it just kept spreading. So if you guys look this up, right?
Like
the Camp Hill riots.
Yeah.
Yep. Camp Hill riot. It happened in 1989. In that riot, all the prisoners took the whole prison over.
Charles got killed, raped, caught it on fire.
They set the prison on fire. They were scraping guards.
There was people in Monohoy's hole that was from
still there.
Ali. I'll never forget it. Crazy.
Yep.
Lost his mind. He was in the hole for like 30 years.
Yep. I remember who that is.
Yeah, he would be.
Because he used to annoy the hell out of it.
Yes. He had the craziest, raspiest, loudest.
He was in the hole for 30-something years.
Yeah, he was
in
my
solitary
favorite.
confinement.
Yeah.
But from that riot and all them guards getting assaulted, killed, scraped, one of the employees that one of the prisoners, scraped, she ended up getting pregnant, and she had the baby. She kept the baby, had the baby.
That's a real thing. I know that.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so that's the history of that place. Hold on, what you guys saying about Camp Hill? Yeah, facts. What's up, Anna?
Damn.
All right, y'all. Let's fast forward, right? Now, your first home prison.
Okay.
And did you hear that you were supposed to stay in your region? Because I heard
everyone told me if you got visits at Camp Hill, you would stay in your home region. I'm telling my mom, my girl, my like sister. Well, my sister was too young at that time. My gram, anyone I could, like, hey, like if I get visits, I'm gonna be able to stay close to Pittsburgh this whole time. Like, and they're driving all the way out to Camp Hill. Bam, boom, every weekend coming all the way out there scheduling visits. I'm like, okay, cool. That morning, wake up 4 a.m., 5 a.m., they go sit me next to a box on the table, and they're like, here, MAH. I'm like, that's not Somerset. that's not Fayette. Like, what is MAH?
So what we're talking about, right? When you go to prison, okay, when you get arrested and you go to the county, right? You're going to whatever county jail that you live in, so it's right there. But when you go to prison, there are, I think, 27 different prisons in PA.
Yeah,
maybe
25. I don't know. They shut a couple down.
Yeah, something like that. But you can go to any one. Yeah. Now, we're from Pittsburgh, so we are on the far west side of the state. Yep. Bro, all the way on the east side, that's where we got sent.
Yeah, straight to Philly.
Right out by Philly, right the whole opposite way. What was it, like 6 hours? 6 hours. 6 hours from Pittsburgh. So anyone that wants to visit us, where we can see our people, they gotta drive all the way, probably get a hotel and stay the night and shit.
Yeah, that's the only weird way, like, anyone will come visit me usually. Like, well, yeah, my parents would, they'd make a 3-day thing of it, like come out, stay overnight, see me, stay overnight, go home, just because it was too much driving in one day.
And visits is big in prison. You need them visits.
Yeah. There was
all right, Green. Chicken. Oh, big Muslim population in prison. Yeah. And
there was like 1,100.
Yeah.
900 or 1,100.
We were just literally talking about a story with because they run like a gang in prison. The Muslims, like, it's pretty much a gang.
Yeah.
And one of the top Muslims in the South Philly car, he put a green light on me. We were in solitary confinement, and he was just really pissing me off, and fucking, I just couldn't fucking take it no more. He was driving me crazy. So I made some rickety funnel, and I put my shit and my piss and mixed it up, and I sent it through this funnel, sent it right into his cell, because his cell's right next to me. So I sent that shit right into his cell, and it was late at night. Like fucking 5-10 minutes later, this dude wakes up. What the fuck? Just from the smell, bro. He was fucking sick. Well, this dude, he put a hit out on me. And fuck. Yeah, long story short, we just talked about this literally. Like, we just got done talking about this. But long story short, dude ain't do shit, and nobody fucking did shit to me. No, but okay, so you get to your first home prison, you see MAH.
Yeah.
Did you even know? Because I never heard one person say
no one has heard of that place in the world. Because it's not a real place. It's like in Frackville, Mahoney. Bro, okay. I just, do you remember Slum? Big Slum?
Slum, yeah.
I didn't know he was a rapper. I had no idea. The whole time I was on the block with him, tattooed him, he ran the store.
My shit. Sorry, I mean,
But yeah, I got out and my man Greg was like, yo, or we was talking and I was like, yo, see, you got Jimmy Wapo's he's at the first track on, and it's like from a
Do you know why Slum got locked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But like, I couldn't believe, I was like,
Free
all that
Slum.
time, I couldn't, I had no idea he was a rapper. Like, I had no idea he rapped at all. That's my guy. Good people.
Dude, he was cool as shit.
I used to beat the brakes off him in fantasy football.
Alright, so.
But yeah, I had no idea where that place was. I was immediately sitting down at the table with like a couple other people that had like, because you went, you drop off some Dallas people, Retreat people, and like Cold Town shit. I'm like, where the fuck is any of this?
Yeah.
And they're like, And then one old dude's like, yeah, it's like 5 hours away. I was like, what? Fuck.
Dude, what about the bus ride?
Oh man.
The bus ride to Monohoy that me and him took was torture. Like,
it's so long in that stupid little box.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that yesterday.
You get shackled, right? You get shackled. Oh, you're shackled a little bit. Look, this falls on. I just noticed that. Dude, I didn't even notice that.
Thanks for that.
I just noticed that. Oh man, that sucks, dude.
Live and learn.
Dude.
They're living,
When,
I don't know if you learned.
When you got there, what was your first block that you got sent to?
I went to B block, and I was there for a couple months. Went to the hole, and then I went to I block.
What'd you go to the hole for?
Tattoo.
Yeah. All right.
No, at Monohoy. Like, I mean, I was there for like a month. Me and Smitty moved in together. Like my second. I think I went on Rit or something. Came back and like my second actual month in that jail. Like me and Smitty moved in together. And
yeah, I remember when Smitty left.
Yeah.
Because he left I block.
Yeah.
And when he went over there, he's like, dude, my celly's cool as shit, man.
Yep. And then I
because I didn't know you yet.
Yeah, shortly. I know. I kept hearing stories about you. I went to the hole, and then they were like, "You're going to IA." I was like, "Oh, I heard that's the spot."
Yeah, dude, we had it.
It was so much fun over there. As fun as jail can be.
Dude, me and Smitty were talking about it. I told him, like, dude, I was scared as shit because when I was at booking, getting my Browns and shit, they were like, "Oh, he's going to I block."
Yeah.
Like, they made it, like, dude, I was scared as fuck to go to I block. But then like, you realize it's lit, dude.
If you don't know how to, like,
if you don't know how to bid,
carry yourself. Carry yourself the right way. Like, you're gonna have a not great time on I block. But like, if you was fine, if you was cool and thorough, like, you're good.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I've seen a lot of dudes get the blues.
Yeah. But it was. I mean,
I got set on fire. I got set on fire for real, dude. It was supposed to be a prank.
E set yourself on fire or something?
It was E and Alan. It was E and Alan. This is a true story. I'm asleep, right? And everyone's mad at me because they want me to come out for something. I think to smoke weed or something.
Yeah.
And I'm asleep. So E and Alan, they're like, "Oh, let's put some tissue on his feet and light it, and it'll be a prank and wake up and freak out." Well,
all the fuzzies on
well, they didn't realize that this fucking blanket, it's fucking wool and it's fucking got all these fuzzies and shit, and then on top of it is another blanket that's straight cotton, and like the whole thing is like some flint. Like, dude, they light it, the whole fucking blanket catches on fire. Whole blanket catches on fire. Everyone's freaking out. The guards, they're in the fucking bubble.
Yeah,
Dude, they didn't see nothing.
Yeah,
The fire alarm went off.
Yeah.
They still didn't, because like that shit would just go off sometimes when people were cooking. Like, dude, they ran into the mop closet thing, got this big bucket of water, ran over and drenched me with that shit.
That's the grossest water.
Like dude, it's so gross, dude.
And we used to fucking black water and start spraying out the fucking.
Yeah, that happened. My neighbor, Little Hermes.
I watched that shit. That shit was so funny. Somebody's locked in herself for 45 minutes, just banging on a door. All you would see is their face, and they'd be like, "Get me the fuck out of here!" And then it would just disappear again. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's like fucking 9:30 at night, and this is all I'm seeing across the hall.
So when you link up with Smitty, right?
Yeah.
You link up with Smitty. That's when you started hustling it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So break down how you started. Like, what was your first
hustle
piece?
was like getting people to like think that I could tattoo, because holy fuck. Jesus Christ.
Fake it till you make
like,
it.
Man.
Whew.
Let me tell you, some really bad tattoos were done. Some not. I did some good ones over time, but so he taught me how to build it. He showed me how to build it, and then actually it wasn't his machine, because he had already gotten rid of his. He had stopped tattooing so he could make a roll. This chrome dude on the block, some Nazi kid that did some of my shit.
Yeah.
He had one, and he sent it over. Smitty was like, "Don't build it like this. That's trash. Like, rebuild it a different way." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I just started like doing stuff on myself, doing stuff on some of the dumber people on the block, and then I immediately went to the hole and I got they sent me to a dorm downstairs, and I was like,
dorms.
Yeah,
suck,
I was like,
dude.
Sweet, I can sit in here and tattoo all night long. I got 8 clients. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I went to the
Okay.
hole the next day, so.
So having a tattoo gun in prison,
Highly illegal.
it's like having a gun out in the streets, right? These cops are always searching for that shit.
But like, after the first, that was I went to the hole like twice over that shit. Never did it, never again. But yeah, I went to the hole.
The one time you came in, the one time you came to the hole when I was doing that 18 months.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so happy when I heard your voice in my vent. Dude, because like, I was losing my shit, dude. I had so many enemies.
Yeah.
Like, I was just
Bro, you go crazy
snapping.
in the hole.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
You go
That's why they
crazy.
put the TVs there.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
They
dude.
have 30-day time now where you can only be in there 30 days before the 31st. They let you out.
They didn't have none.
Yeah, they didn't have none of that,
no
dude.
protection for
They
your
had
mental
none of that.
health.
Back then, that was before they did.
Administrative segregation, you are done.
For real, when
don't
they
care.
switched it over, that's how I got freed from solitary.
Yeah.
Because I racked up almost like 7 years. Like,
They're like, you did all this bit in the whole
dude, I was freaking out.
You just get worse and worse. Like, you don't see daylight besides if you go to the dog cage and you sit in a cell all day.
And then
with
they
nothing.
were trying to
With
get
nothing.
me. They were trying
Staring
to
at
get
four
me to
walls.
rat. So when I got caught with the weed in the visit room, they're like, we're charging you up. Da da da. You're gonna be in the hole forever. You need to tell us who you've been selling for. Like, we know we got a bunch of slips. We know that you're selling drugs for Latin Kings. We know you're selling drugs for some Muslims. We know you're selling drugs for your own people, Crips. Like, they're just going on, and like, dude, people were ratting. Like, a lot of the shit that they were saying, like, was real. They knew. And they were like, all you have to do is tell us where the money was being sent to, who. Yeah, all that, like, and how they were getting it in.
Yeah, this was pre.
This was pre-cash out.
This was all money orders and money grams and shit.
So,
You send that shit to your people. So.
Yeah, you have to fucking have them send it an address and like it was.
Dude, I told them to fuck off. Oh, well, this is what they offered me. So I would do 30 days. Then they would transfer me to a prison close to my home, my home region. And then if I told them where all the jailhouse money was, you know, all the kites, the coffees, all the shit that's cash, dude, they said that if I told them every cell that had the stash spots for all the drug shit, that they would give it to me. And whatever prison that I went to, those property boxes that had them in there, they would let them know. And then they said, this is real. This is a real deal.
They would have not felt. I guarantee they would have backdoored you.
No, listen.
They would have backdoored you.
Yeah. They could, 100%.
That's exactly
100%.
They'd have been like, yeah, they might have not charged. They had taken the charge off,
and then they would have did it.
Like,
I didn't hear that.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You ain't got a charge. Nothing happened. Keep it pushing. And that's how that would have went.
When I told them to fuck off, dude, like.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they were not feeding me. Yeah. Like, dude, I would go days without them fucking feeding me.
I came to the hole with you. That's whenever
they were torturing.
They were trying to get me for some dumb shit.
Because they were forget about people in the hole.
Yes.
Before
it's called getting buried. You get buried under the jail.
No video visits and shit yet. Like now, it's like even if you're in the hole, you get a video visit every 30 days.
Yeah.
You go to the hole back then, you lose your friends, your family, your girl.
Yeah.
Like
you could have it through the glass and all that.
You can't get to talk to nobody, no phone calls.
But back then,
all bad.
Yeah, it was none of that, bro. Like, so I had no choice. Well, I had a choice, but I started fighting back. Like, okay, I'm gonna sell a strat. Like, but yeah, like, but dude, all I did is get beat the fuck up, tased, sprayed mace.
It's never gonna end positively. You're never gonna. At the end of the day,
they still had the 5-point chair.
The thing is, at the end
that
of the
was
day,
still legal.
The cars are still going home to their families, so they win 100% of the time.
Like they would spray me with that shit, leave me in the chair.
I slowly realized, like
all day.
Yeah.
In my county,
I stopped dealing with them, bro.
And then they like were trying to like shove him in the fucking room, and dude kept like going at the door. And whenever he like put his hand through, and one of the guards like slammed it,
mugged it.
All his fingers.
Yeah, he's like this. And then they told him that they were gonna try.
Dude, that cell door will cut fingers easy as hell. If your fingers are in there, it's getting cut off.
It's a close, like a door, you know what I mean?
Okay, so that even more. Even more, bro. Oh my god, that would fucking take your knuckles right off.
And then dude was like fingerless, and they were like, "Yo, if you try to do anything, we're suing. We're getting you and charging you for all this issue." So like he's just like fingerless and no money because they scared him out of suing. I was like, I'm getting fucking 100,000 off each of my fingers. This is big money. I could imagine tattooing somebody with a pointer finger.
Yeah, just so you guys see real quick where we're at. So this is Benny's spot right here, bro. Anyone in the Pittsburgh area, bro, come see my boy.
What's up?
Where we at?
Inspire Body Art.
Inspire Body Art.
1700 East Carson.
1700 East Carson. What's up, bro? You guys want to see who's been talking?
Tim.
Let's check out some.
That's all my shit's over there.
Where's yours?
All that fucking big ass face.
Okay, we're in Tim's spot now.
You might like this. Here, look. Only behind them driving are fucking. All cops are bastards. Fucking.
Dude, that's cool. The dollar bill is cool, dude. Going from learning how to tattoo in prison to now,
bro, I just
look at my boy,
I
man.
tripped and fell and got lucky in like 75 different situations to make like life happen. Shit. Oh shit, I forgot that box was down there. I didn't know why I was sitting there.
You're good. I'll put it up like this. What the fuck? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, dude, it's been a wild ride.
Hold on, I know where we left off.
Alright.
So you and Smitty link up.
Oh yeah,
You're slinging ink for your first time, and you're suffering for it.
Yeah. Oh,
you're doing solitary time to hustle that ink.
Yeah. The first they gave me cell restriction, so I did 30 days on the block in the cell. Next time they put me right in the home, gave me like 60 days I think or something, for like 30 for tattoo and 30 for the motor. So. Wow. 60 days, yeah. They used to,
crazy.
Bro, they used to cook people, and like this is like I said, you're going to the hole and you're in a room, you're in a bathroom. That's it. Yeah, like yeah.
Cell restriction now. Yeah. Got your flat screen, your tablet.
Yeah, shit was not sweet whenever I was getting sick. and then so I go to the hole and get out of the hole, come over to I block, and now that's the first time I'm like.
Now he's on my block.
Now I'm tattooing with no one around to help me, and let me tell you, that was looking back, like damn, I should have just waited till I needed to hustle though, like it worked out, and it did give me a footing and grounding for tattooing, but. Bro, I learned so many bad habits, like, because I didn't have no one teaching me. Like, I tattooed wrong for 10 straight years, and then got out and got an apprenticeship here, and, like, was like, I had to, like, relearn, like, everything, because all my habits were bad. You know what I mean? So if you learn to do something and you do it for a decade, that's how you're doing it. You know what I mean? When that's how you know how to do it. So, like, it would have been better off for my career for real if I had never tattooed and then just started from scratch, because I picked up on it easily, but I didn't pick up on the right things easily. So if I'd have done it from the gate.
So what, the way you were tatting in prison, you tattoo completely different now?
Yeah, for surely. Yeah. I didn't, you know, I mean, not completely, but no matter what, you got to do it a little different, because I'm only using one needle in there. You know, I can use.
Yeah, that's one thing with prison tattoos. Single needle.
Yeah, everything's single needle. And
so my whole body, it's covered, everything.
Yeah.
This is all single needle, everything.
And you get fast with it, where you're just flying through shit, and it shows.
You gotta talk about what the needles are made out of, though.
Yeah, because you can make them. Well, I used to make them with the springs from the lighters. I'd heat them up, stretch them. And I was doing that, so I was really gouging. You know what I was doing for like 4 or 5 years, and this is a long time to be doing this the wrong way. So I seen someone, because I was using guitar strings at first.
Yeah, guitar string for a needle.
Someone told me you can stretch a spring, have your cellular
lighter,
and I was like, okay. And he was like, when it breaks, the heat, it's already making a point. I was like, oh, for real? No, motherfucker.
It's
like,
bird.
Yeah.
Bird.
It's like literally sometimes it's a needle. Yeah. Sometimes it's bird. Sometimes it's flat.
Yeah.
It's just a flat.
Clean snap.
If you don't have that needle when you're doing prison tattoos, right? If that needle is not sharp and no burrs, dude, you will fuck somebody's shit up, scar it.
I was just reaming shit in, and I'm wondering why it's 20% of the time not working or working. Like, I just and like, oh, all right, let's get what you get. But like,
I've used staples, guitar strings. Like I said, one dude I seen using that middle. There's a bar and a battery.
Yeah.
Like that fucking. I seen somebody smacking somebody with that shit, and I was like, ooh.
Dude, there was dudes using sewing needles.
Yeah, or
sewing needles.
You order the sewing kit, and you got the sewing needle.
They have a big like L that's inside of the typewriter that someone was trying to get me to use one time. I was like, what the. Like, you could literally, I'd use that as a whack. Like, thing is so fucking
Then you need a motor.
Yeah.
You need a motor for the gun. So finding motors, you got to be creative.
Honor blocks now.
Dude.
They
were busting open, like, on the honor blocks that had PlayStations, Xboxes and shit. People would bust into those for motors. Fans. The fans.
Old school.
Old Walkmans that play the cassette.
The black ones.
Yep.
Panasonics.
CD player motors.
DVD players up in
DVD, anything get your hands on. They'll get another one, but like.
It was weird, dude. They had like this electronic shop type thing that they would just be taking apart computers and fucking like printers and shit all the time, and they would be talking about it. I would be like, where do you even get 4 motors?
Yeah, dude. Motors are gold in there, man.
Yeah.
Somebody charging me $100.
You gotta be real MacGyver. You gotta turn into MacGyver when you're in prison.
Whatever on a motor whenever I was there.
Yeah, dude.
Because, bro,
If there's a drought on motors,
it's over.
oh my god, you could sell
I
one
sold
motor
for
for $100. Oh,
in the
for
county,
500.
500. Yeah.
Well, they're gonna make their money because that's the thing. You get
you're
that
gonna make that
motor,
back
you know how
that
to
week.
slang. You're gonna hit everybody up. You're gonna make that bread, man.
And once if you actually get decent enough to like where you're better than the other artists,
Yeah.
at least on that block,
Yeah.
all you gotta do is be the best on that block, and you have hundreds of clientele for the rest of your bit.
Tattooing, it's big in prison.
And they,
You know?
and the thing is, no one really actually cares about, like, they say they want good quality, but you won't be getting jail tattoos, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, it's good. The best jail tattoo that you've ever seen still is like, all right,
Nothing compared to out here
Yeah,
with
I've
real
seen
equipment.
some real good portraits stuff, and I was like, no way, that's.
I can show
Yeah.
you stuff. I can show you stuff I did at the end of my bid that you'd be like, oh shit, like I got pictures of it, like it looks like shit you did out.
Well,
out
let's
here,
show-
That's just all black and shit. You know what I mean?
I got a piece on me. What's up?
No, I was saying.
Oh, I got a piece on me that Benny did. You guys can see right now. We were just
Terrible.
in the cell, fucking homemade prison gun. Here, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what year? What year was it?
2011 or 12. Yeah.
2011 or 12. Damn, we're old, bro.
Yeah, when you move the road, it's gonna take like a trip for a whole sleep.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, we gotta go to the junkie and come back with my cash app. Fucking.
Listen, when Cash App and Venmo came out in prison, dude, that made everything a million times easier, dude.
The economy in prison got bolstered, like it jumped.
Yeah.
Through, boom.
Yeah, but it's so crazy because that's what they listen to at all. It's like as soon as you're like Cash App, they like instantly are watching now. They like start fucking taking out your phones.
You're dead ass. The prison community, or prison economy, it's skyrocketed.
It's crazy.
Like,
everyone had a business. Everyone was doing shit. It was crazy.
Yeah.
What, the moment Cash App?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I could get right on the phone and be like, "Yep."
Like, you know
yep,
how
he's
hard
good.
it was to like call,
Yep, he's
tell
good,
your people
money's
like,
there.
I need a money order sent to this address, and I need you to make it $100.22 because they'll like tell you like a weird number or something so they know it's yours, so you don't put your name on it. You know what I mean? Like. So, or like, you know, random shit like that, and you're like asking your mom or your dad or like your grand, whoever's taking, you know what I mean, helping you out on the streets, if you're lucky enough to have that. Got like, they can't, you know, they ain't got time to do that shit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you're lucky if you have somebody there for you, rocking out for you while you're in prison. Because there are a lot of dudes in there that have no one.
That's why everyone learns to hustle.
Smash them like buttons. All y'all in here right now, smash them joints.
What's that?
I wonder how many.
It gets it in the algorithm.
Yeah,
So what's that do?
Some people have to burn fake bridges though, because no matter what, every time I land, I got people that are like, "Yo, I got you," and but if people are like calling and they're like, "Fuck," every fucking time, I'm like. How many of these bitches you beat up? What the fuck you do to them that they're not even wanting to answer? Like even my most angry bitches answering me, and they're fucking like, hey, I'll give you $50 right now. I'm like, cool, thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's true, dude. The dudes that don't have not one person, they burn a lot of bridges.
Yeah, like,
yes.
Yeah.
Like,
if you can't find nobody to send you $20 a month, you burn some shit. $20 out here is not difficult for a month.
but then you got some families that they're struggling. They're just getting by. They are there for their family member, but they can only do so much to help.
Like my parents, they couldn't do much. They did what they could. They were there. You know what I mean? So that was cool. It's, you know what I mean?
Like my mom had my back my whole big time, but like I had all that time to do, and I wanted to live comfortable.
Right. Yeah.
And I didn't, and
That
to live
that was
comfortable.
exactly mine. My family, like,
Yeah,
my
you
family,
need a
that
lot more
first
money
year,
than.
my family like really helped out. Like I lived okay in the county, and then once I got to prison, it was like, okay, like you got like 9 more years, and like we're poor, like we'll send you a couple bucks every month, like what we can. Like okay, they'll pay for my cable. They pay for my cable.
Yeah.
So, what I mean, my cable was paid, but then it's like now. Okay, I will also want a bunch of commissary every week. I want to at least be able to order 40, 50 bucks because then you can get, my tobacco.
Biggest question I get
and
asked by people that never been locked up, dude, what do you need money for in prison?
Yeah.
Like, what? What do you need money for in the real world?
They think because
like
you
it's
can't.
you have a meal.
Yeah, you
have
can't
this, and it's
sustain your life off
that.
that.
This fucking horse shit that they give us.
And not only that,
Like, you want to see some mystery meat?
not only that, you also there's something to take into
I went
account
hard
for the
to eat
fact
good
that
every
like
night.
you can't choose what you're eating. You know what I mean? You're not.
Same thing every 2 weeks.
So it's like you're going through these rotations of food like that. Have you ever had to like force yourself to eat something
Yes,
that you
dude.
don't like?
Yeah.
It's not easy to just eat shit because you're hungry if it tastes really bad. Like I don't care how hungry you are. Yeah, you're eventually gonna
And
eat
a lot
it,
of the
but,
meals
like,
in prison
you're
are
just
terrible.
Like, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I'm eating. It got to the point, and I definitely got spoiled because I was tattooing and doing whatever. Man, I was hustling in there.
Well, that's what I mean. We're risking solitary
Right.
confinement time to live good in there and be
You
comfortable.
eat
I-
Chi-Chi at night.
Yeah.
But I did.
I want a Chi-Chi
I wanna
every
make sure
night. I
I'm
want to make
kicked
sure
up.
I'm full when I go to
full
sleep.
and I want to be as comfortable as possible in the living hell that I was in.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to walk in my cell. It's comfortable in there. I want to be able to watch my TV or listen to my radio. I want to be able to like bid, eat good, eat whatever I want that I have at least. What I mean? Make cool meals and shit. Like,
And then, keeping it 100. I had a major drug addiction in prison.
Yeah, that shit's fire.
Like I was getting high every day,
yeah,
all day, and that's how I dealt with
yeah,
being in there.
yeah.
But on top of that, I
went
needed
through-
to
I
eat
went through
good all day
spurts,
too.
Like I went through spurts. Like some days, times in my bid where like I was on my shit and just getting high and partying, drinking or whatever, and then other times I was just like in my like workout bag and I didn't touch anything and I was like fuck that shit, I'm trying to get big now and like all of that type of time. I'll bebop around, bro. When you have so much time to do, it's like you run out of like activities. Like you're doing this for a couple months. Now I'm gonna get
I was
this for a couple
anti-working
months.
out.
I know.
Dudes would be like screaming at, especially Sean, dude. But work out. I'm like, dude, I don't need it. I'll get a knife. I'll have a knife. I don't need.
I just did it. It was a productive way to pass time.
Well, I was always hustling and doing like I'm always in the yard. I'm like, bing, bing, bing over here, like gamble.
On the table the whole day, just gamble.
Dude, I ran some poker tables and shit, but I never like
I
myself
had a little
gambled.
bit of a poker time. Like that, I did that bid for like a year probably.
Dude, I seen a lot of dudes run up some crazy debts.
Yeah. I seen
Like,
tables
will
get
run
stuck
big
up.
debts up.
Tables out in the yard get stuck up. They take like
I'd
100.
never be like, hey mom, please send me $1,500 right now.
Yeah.
Please.
Cause I was playing poker all day.
Like, no, they didn't make that.
No, man, I broke my celly's TV.
They're gonna kill me. Please help me right now. And
I broke my celly's TV.
Dude, you get a lot of them phone calls. I've heard a lot of them, dude.
Yeah.
Being on the phone and someone next to you is like, hey, so-and-so, if you don't send this amount of money, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like, and they're not playing. Like, they're serious.
Bro, the phone, the being at the phones is the funniest thing in prison.
Oh, yeah, you hear.
You're just trying to call your mom, like, what's up, mom? This
Dudes are on
motherfucker's
the phone
like,
saying-
you fucking bitch, I'll kill you. Smashing the thing and over here, like, yeah, touch that pussy, babe. Yeah, whose pussy that? Yeah, while she's on the phone getting railed.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you touch yourself, babe. She's like, yeah. And you're just standing there like, yeah, no, I love you too, mom. All right. What?
I don't know why this one conversation. This dude's like 50 years old. And he's like, I don't give a fuck, Dad. You're gonna send send me money or because mom or grandma are gonna send it. And
he's 50? And he's 50.
I'm like, what? I'm like, well, you're fucking old, dude. I was like, quit calling your mom and talking like that. I was like,
bro, it's wild how people talk to their girls and moms in jail on the phone.
Man.
Like, I'm sure I've had my moments where I was a nut about
where
something.
I was mad to
mad,
but
like,
there's another level.
There's another level. They're like, like, especially when I went to the county, they're like, dude on the phone is like, you know I'll beat you the fuck up, bitch. I swear to God.
Yeah.
When I come home, you already beat you up once. I'm gonna keep beating you. I'm like, yo, you better send that fucking money. I'm like, what? Like, that's, you just, like, you're on a recorded line saying that you're gonna go
Dude,
home.
I've seen dudes go to the hole.
You're gonna go home and beat your girl up.
Dude,
again.
yeah,
Like,
I've literally seen guards, you know, the goon squad, go to a cell and be like, hey, come on, cuff up. Like, what'd I do? You just threatened to kill your girlfriend on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't recorded.
Yeah.
Cuff up.
Your specific words, I'm going to kill you the second I'm out of prison.
Like, what? They'll be the same ones. They'll always be the ones working on the, like, waiting for the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
The phone lurkers.
They're on there, they're like, bitch, why the fuck didn't you answer? I've been calling for 4 hours.
Yeah.
The people
that,
I don't know how people get so
they get addicted.
They
to
have
the
to
phones.
be on.
They get addicted to the phones.
I hated calling home. I hated it. I didn't want to. I honestly, I didn't like visits. I only like visits because it made my family happy and
Same.
food. But like,
I hated leaving.
Bro, it
That
was like
killed me.
it was like I had to dissociate from reality. That's not a real life to me. What mom, dad, and people that are doing out there, like, it's not my reality. I can't be involved in it. I don't want to know about it. Like, I would literally just zone into like the life I was living in there and just go about my business. You go to a visit and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, like real life, real people again, and like people that love me and are in my life. And then you're like 5 hours later, they're like, all right, hugs, and you're like, oh, back to this, like.
See, I hated it just because of the fact that, like, every time I feel like somebody came up, they were always telling me about somebody dying.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, dude.
Something bad happened.
Yeah.
So it was literally like, hey, did you know your buddy died? And it's like, how would I know my buddy died?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for telling me, I guess. I gotta go see him when I get out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of that.
Dude, it does make you feel like you're on a different planet.
Yeah.
You know?
It's its own little world. It's its own little community you live in. A gated community, like extra gated.
You forget.
And,
you forget that there's another, like...
You just get so immersed in that world.
Institutionalized.
Yeah. That is like the realest thing in the world.
It feels so weird whenever her feet first fell down on a fucking shower.
Oh my God.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
that was weird for me.
The other day,
taking a shower without shower shoes was weird.
The other day, I'm walking next to Gina, my baby mom. She's walking. She got these keys, and it has.
Dude, we could set this up. We could set this up on here. You want to come in so you can bullshit? Hold on, that way you guys can see who we're chopping it up with.
Let's just set it up there, and then he can sit there.
Where?
I don't know.
Someone's definitely snagging this shit. Look at this fucking ball. That shit's dope. Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Oh yeah. So.
So I'm walking past my baby mom the other day, and she got these keys, and on her keys, she had like her a collar from like a cat or something that passed away, and it jingles. Every time she walks, it jingles, and it like, anytime I use her car or like we're like going somewhere, I'm like hearing this jingle, and I the other day I was like, I know it's your like cat that passed away, and you love the cat.
I think it's the
I
guard.
was like, you have to take it off. Like, I cannot fucking hear it anymore. And she was like, why? And I was like, I don't even realize it's putting me into a mood. Like, I was like walking, and she'll jingle, and I'm like, immediately start getting
guard.
Yeah, and I'm thinking all these guards at nighttime trying to sleep, and they're just ting, walking around,
that like be purposely.
Yeah,
they do it on purpose.
All night, every 40 minutes, doing around like hitting the bars, hitting the railings with them. One hand's hitting the railing with a flashlight, the other one's jingling fucking keys. And it like, it did, and I was like,
it drives
like,
you nuts.
That's actually like real PTSD showing up real quick.
Yeah, dude.
Like, It did.
I get anxiety.
Every time
like
I hear
immediate.
it, it was like
Yeah.
I was annoyed. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. Never right after it, bro. I swear to God.
It's so many little things.
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
said,
dumb
first
shit.
your feet touching a shower without shower shoes. The keys
I tried to hit a button
jingling.
in my shower. I went like this the first time. I literally went like, I was just like washing my hair and I went to push the button. And I was like, cause I was doing my timer in my head. I was literally like counting 60s in my head and I like just
I know
hit the
something
button.
y'all did. I know something I guarantee you did when you got home the first time you did it.
What?
You spit your toothpaste in the toilet.
Dude, I still do.
Yeah.
Amelia, you grind me up for this all the time. But how many times do I go right to the toilet and spit in the toilet? Dude, he's like, what
only
the fuck are you
motherfuckers living here, and I'm like looking. I go to spit in the toilet. And I remember, I'll never forget it. I was at my mom's house. That's where I went when I paroled the first time. I get home, and like I brushed my teeth, and I was like, and I look. I'm like, what? Wait.
Yeah,
And,
you
like,
know,
regular
it's a
people,
habit.
I forgot.
You
It
don't
took
even
a while,
realize
yeah.
it. You don't even
It
realize
took a while for me to like not like first move go to the toilet. Like,
Dude, I remember the first Muslim cellie I had.
I remember.
Taking a piss. Taking a piss, right?
Was he kneeling on the Bible?
This fool, well, he knelt, but like, he had one knee like this, and then the other like this.
I'm surprised.
Like, just fucking.
I'm surprised that thing ain't falling.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is a good chair.
Yeah, no, that was like one of the first reasons I ever got into a physical situation upstate. Second time. Yeah, because I remember walking in.
Because he was like, trying to get you to piss that way.
You gotta kneel when you piss. And I was like, who? And he's like, well, either you gotta do that or put your shoes on. And I was like, oh, I don't need my shoes on to fight you. He's like, well, get it. Like,
yeah, dude.
I can
That's
win or get beat up. And my socks just as well as my bare feet, just as well as my shoes. The attire on my feet has never been the outcome of my situation. I was like,
yeah, bro.
Like, that used to crack me up. Like, hold on, let me go get my boots. I'm like, what?
And what's crazy is,
I'm hitting you
a lot of dudes
to fight in.
Well, they used to have Timbs.
The Timbs would be better.
The Timbs, yeah.
But now the fucking
dude, a lot of dudes that don't want to fight.
Yeah.
So many times I've been in situations. Well, I've been in situations where I got my ass whooped too with it. But like, there were a lot of situations that when I would go into a cell and it would be a new cellie and they're like, "This is my cell. This is how this goes." And whenever they say, "Oh, we'll fight," like, okay.
Yeah.
Then it's fucking whoa.
Can you just find somewhere to live? Like, like no, but see now I see your bitch. Now I'm living here.
Dude, I've had to make a lot of people fucking leave. I've had to make a lot of people leave, dude.
I always see. I
did
so
weird
bad.
shit.
Like,
dude.
I'd have some Brad Thomas, the most fucking white.
That was my fucking cellie.
And then it was mine. After you left, he was scared to death. He was like, I don't know who to live with. And I was like, come on, Brad. You fucking goofball.
Brad was
he lived over and I went out to where he lives.
Did you?
Because, well, my baby mom's friend, she was doing
I
travel
did like
medicine.
Brad though.
I did too.
I did. I like Brad. He was just scared
We
as
just
fuck all the
scared.
time. He was just scared of everything.
He was like super upper middle class, like
yeah.
He had like where
real,
when I went out,
rich.
So my
rich
baby
kid.
mom's friend that she worked with out in New York, she was doing a travel nurse thing. She met her friend out there who's from Dallas town or whatever the area is that Brad. I remember it was from where Brad was at. And I fucking went out there to hang out with them for a week or weekend or something. And I was like, I was uncomfortable. Like that's how nice the house was. I was like, I don't belong here. Like. I feel like I'm dragging trash in or something. Yeah. And then like we're out at the beautiful fucking pool and everyone's just like, I'm like, this is nice. I thought like a butler was gonna come out and give me food. I was like, so this is where Brad's from? I was like, do you know Brad Thomas? And she was like, yeah, I think I went to high school with him. I was like, oh my god, what a bitch.
Dude, that was our little brother. Like, we were young, but he was just.
We'd bring him in the cell and just grind him up. Like, whatever we were talking about, we just pick on him. And he would just take it like, all right, it's real funny. Yeah, I'm a fag, I know.
Yo, but at the same time, like, dude, a lot of other people that would have bad intentions with him didn't fuck with him because all of us.
Because he was hanging out with like solid dudes.
Like we friendly picked on him.
Yeah, but you knew if like anything,
we had his back. Yeah.
I like Brad.
Hey, it's only you guys can pick on him.
Yeah.
No one else can.
Yeah, like
no.
He's like,
It's like having like a retarded little brother.
yeah, you know.
Dude, it's wild talking about all this because I'm remembering
memories unlocked,
more
bro.
and more stuff.
Yeah, memories unlocked.
Were you there when? What was the one heavy set with the beard, like reddish beard?
Oh, with the glasses?
No, not
or
glasses.
The Muslim white dude?
No. Fuck. Me and him fought in the laundry room. Smitty in Cuba.
No, I wasn't there. I wasn't there for that. Because Smitty was over there. Me and Smitty was never on I Block together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that was wild. I choked him out.
Yeah.
What was your homie?
Which one?
Black Flag.
Oh, he died, bro.
Black Flag died.
Black Flag died. He which I mean we kind of saw that coming. Not to be, that was my guy.
This dude, Black Flag,
he would go
that was locked up with us.
Get high. He came back to the same prison.
He was
4 times.
wild, man.
He'd get a 1 and 2, max it out, and get out. He'd come back. He had like 4 receipts. He was like, I just went out and was shooting crack and meth and heroin.
He literally had the words
I was like, okay.
on one cab says dope, on the other cab says sick. So you just see him walk around dope sick, like fucking dude. He was.
I mean, he lived.
How about when he dressed up like Hitler and went dude?
That's how he left, isn't it?
Yeah.
He left and smoked a cigar on the way out off the.
This
bar.
dude just loves starting shit and fucking. He came out of his cell with his browns all tucked in, his pant legs tucked under his socks, boots tied super tight all the way up. Had the whole comb over, cut the Hitler mustache, and just cut the group where there's like fucking 50-some dudes in this group. Dude, it's just like, dude, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, man, that was a good kid, man.
Dude, he was wild.
He was like, I like drugs. That's what I'm doing until I'm dead. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
He was that's what blew my mind about him, was just like, he never wanted to get better.
No.
He never wanted to better his life or anything. He's just like, this is it.
He's like, what do you mean? I come to jail, I get out, I'll get a little shitty job, I sell meth, I do drugs, get high until I go back to jail. And then I just keep doing it.
It's
I was
so,
like,
I don't know how
I was
you
like,
go in that cycle. Like, that's what you know you're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go shoot some drugs, and then I'm going to be back in jail, see you whenever before your bid's over.
Yeah.
And I'll be out before you because I didn't do anything.
Right.
Like, I just got high.
Just being a drug addict.
Yeah, I just got high.
Like, yeah, I couldn't do it. After I've lived at least a slight bit of a successful life, or successful staying out of jail for a short amount of times, and working and having a career, it's better.
Yeah,
it's just
dude.
way better.
It is.
That shit is shit.
Drugs are definitely fun, but sobriety is definitely cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's
It's a game changer. Having a daughter was a game changer. That's. And then losing time with her because of my stupidity, that was a game changer. So now I got all that back. I literally, I see my daughter damn near every day. It's great.
That's awesome, dude. Just because you see so many dudes that we were close with and we all got out.
Yeah.
Dude, Bones, remember Bones?
Yeah.
Dude, he got a fresh 20-year bid or 30-year bid.
That's wow.
And he
People
just
get out,
did. He just did. He
come
just
out.
did what, 16?
Yeah.
Did 16 years, got out.
It happened
And I
so
think he
much.
lasted 8-9 months.
Yeah.
And he's a good dude, man. That was my boy. That was my old head.
Can't stop being in the mix.
I don't know. A lot of these people have got problems. Like my one boy Dougie, he literally was at a halfway house for a week and a half, and they weren't giving him his meds because it didn't transfer over or some shit yet.
Yeah.
And he literally was like, "Bitch, I will throw you out the fucking window if you don't give me my shit." And they were like, "Terroristic threats," right on it, and they just threw him right back into jail. I was like, "Bro, you were out a week. You just did 4 years. Why the fuck are you telling bitches you're gonna throw them out a fucking window.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, like, you get that fuck it mentality in there.
Oh, for sure.
Like, that's how you survive. In order to survive, you legit, you have to have that fuck it mentality.
Yeah, to a point for sure.
let's see who the fuck this camera is.
Oh, someone over?
For me, that was the hardest thing to turn off when I came home.
What? Mentality?
Because in there, I made myself, especially after them 18 months, I made myself.
Oh. I gotta take some client.
Oh, you got a client?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 5.
5.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, yo, money just rolled in. Money just rolled in.
Definitely catch back up.
All right, y'all. Everybody that tuned in, thank you, and hit that like button.
Tattoo Benny 7.